Hello viewer, welcome to Netcourse webinar. In this session, you will learn about how to maximize your holiday sales using Omnichannel customer engagement method. It's no news that most business owners rely on the holiday season to make huge chunk of sales. The two speakers, Chief Marketing Officer Chukwudi Nwokike of Axon Analytics Limited and Marketing Technologist Abhishek Mahitma of Netcourse Solutions Limited, have compiled various channels that you can use to improve your sales this holiday season. In today's webinar, you will be introduced to the following: the digital trends of the holiday season, the challenges facing businesses with multiple marketing channels, how brands are using omnichannel engagement on their customers, how to implement an omnichannel journey that is customer-centric focused, and omnichannel's marketing suggestion for the holiday sales. Now I will hand over to the speakers of today's session, Chukwudi and Abhishek. Over to you.
Yes. Thanks for the warm welcome, Comfort. So, hello everyone, myself Abhishek, I'm from Netcourse Solutions. So before going ahead with our today's webinar, let's have a quick look on shopping behavior during this holiday season. So we have just noted down some points in terms of your user shopping behavior. Those are self-treats are very popular. Customers are researching for the best deals. Then influencers are driving buying decisions of the masses. Majority of shopping is done offline, but online is catching up. And as a marketeer, we need to look upon that how we can bring this offline market to online market. And coming up in our next slides, we have shared a couple of strategies that how this omni-channel customer engagement will help the business to get online market. There will be holiday spending budgets keep getting bigger every year. This holiday season is also considered as season of caring. And therefore, holiday sales usually account for 20% of total yearly sales. Now, Mr. Chukwudi will just help in some of the stats which we have just figured out for this holiday season.
Thank you very much, Abhishek. So I'm going to show you today some statistics about the holiday spending in the United States. Unfortunately, we could not get any statistics for Nigeria, but we always use United States as the trend that covers the whole world. So if you look at the graph shown on the slide, you would see that holiday sales actually make a large percentage of sales in the retail sector. And you can see that something like, and when we say holiday sales, we are actually talking about end of year sales, end of year holiday sales. So you can see something like jewelry stores, an industry like jewelry stores make up 28.6% of their yearly sales during the holiday period. And you can also see other industries as well. So what this slide is trying to tell us is that the market is very ripe during the holiday season, and marketers and businesses are like, you need to leverage on this season to boost sales. And now, if I want to compare the end of year sales in comparison with other holidays, you can see that the winter holidays, which is end of year sales, account for almost 80% of the total sales in the US. So what does that mean for marketers? How can marketers leverage on this? So I'm going to discuss 6 ways in which businesses can take advantage of the shopping trends of the holiday season. The first way you can take advantage is you need to be where your potential customers are. Now, the webscape, with the advent of social media, websites, multiple email addresses, you find that your customers identify themselves in different channels through different ways. Now, in order for you to make up for the top of mind awareness required, as there will be other brands competing for your customers' attention, you need to be where your customers are, and that is usually more than one channel. Secondly, because of the emotional touch and the season of caring, which we discussed in the previous slide, the level at which you would engage with your customer during the holidays will determine the amount of business you can get from them. So therefore, customer engagement is very key during the holiday season. This is not the time for one-way messages or what I would call cold messages, usually done by business. You have to have the personal touch and the emotional touch to drive engagement and to drive business. Thirdly, you need to connect with your customers on their preferred channel. So as previously discussed, customers are on various channels on the internet. They are on the websites, they are on social media. Now, for example, if I want to use myself as an example, the way I behave on my official email during work hours is different from the way I behave on my personal mail during work hours. Also, I prefer to receive my advertising messages on Facebook than to receive my advertising messages on an email. So you need to connect with your customers on their preferred channels. So you need to talk to them when they are more receptive to your marketing messages. Number 4 is the use of influencers and referral marketing campaigns. The holiday seasons are a season of gifting, so therefore you can leverage on that the general behavior or the general emotion of customers who are willing to give out things for free during the holidays, and you can engage yourself in a referral marketing campaign. Now, this referral marketing campaign can be simple or complicated depending on your business applications or resources that it will take for you to do the referral marketing campaign. But the holiday seasons usually show a high level of success for referral marketing campaigns. Your online marketing can bring you offline footfalls. So for some of us here who might have businesses that do not sell online, you might be wondering, how do I take advantage of the multiple channels to encourage sales in my business? Now, the advertising and marketing that happens online also will have an effect on your offline footfalls. So you should take advantage of location-based marketing, flash sales, to encourage customers to leave their homes and come to your store, not to your competitor stores. And lastly, creating a sense of urgency with your marketing campaigns. So now, the holiday season is packed with things like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Boxing Day, and all these are different kinds of sale promotions that are done by different brands. It is very important to create a sense of urgency for your sale promotions for a couple of reasons. First of all, that sense of urgency is going to make the customer make a decision immediately and will not defer the decision till maybe one of your competitors can grab their attention. Secondly, the sense of urgency would enable the customer to know that this sale discount doesn't last the whole year round, and because they are in the mood for Christmas spending during the holidays, you can take advantage of the emotion at that particular time. So I'm going to hand over now to Mr. Abhishek, where he's going to discuss about the various channels available on web and mobile where you can engage your customers. Mr. Abhishek.
Yes, thanks Chukudi for sharing across some of the advantages business can or a marketeer can take through omni-channel customer engagement. But before going ahead on this, let's talk about what does this omni-channel engagement means and what are the opportunities where we can just quickly grab on. Now, most of the time, a marketer would be facing challenges whenever it comes to omni-channel or digital marketing. The first, so we have just noted down some of the challenges which are common in nature. So first is like data. So when we say data, it's like data management. As a marketer, customer data analysis is more important so that we can send relevant communication through relevant channels. There are lack of insights in data. Then if we talk about organizational silos where cross teams would be not ready to share the data, let's take an example of a CRM team and a web team where they will be solely working and would not ready to share the data to each other. One more challenge would be in terms of no single view of customer across the channel. So I can say about a unified view where a marketer will log into a tool or a portal and he can easily able to understand that his respective customer is active on which channel so that he can send relevant communication through that channel to that specific customer. Next challenge would be on duplicate message causing poor customer experience. Now let's take an example of some e-commerce website that if they are running some discount on their website and they are sending email communication plus web message plus browser push notification or maybe an SMS at the same time. So obviously as a customer, it will get irritated and he will go for the discount, but eventually he will get unsubscribed either from emailer or from browser push notification. So duplicate messages needs to be taken care of. Then sending communication through wrong channel, that is also one of the most important challenge. And last would be the if we are using multiple tools to execute the campaigns from multiple channels, so there would be excessive training needed to the execution people. So all these challenges will be fixed in a tool that is SmartTech. Okay, so omni-channel customer engagement. When we say omni-channel customer engagement, our focus is on the marketeer's focus is on acquiring new customers, optimizing conversion rate, maximizing customer lifecycle value, and increasing marketing efficiency. So this solution is a full stack cloud-based marketing automation solutions where different channels such as email, mobile, push notification, web, voice, browser are talking to each other. Let's take an example of when email is sent, depending on the user's activity, whether he have opened the mail or he have clicked on any link, a second channel, a mode of communication can be used to connect with the customer. Plus, it delivers personalization to the users, finds the right product, like in terms of if the user is doing some web activity on the website and he is searching for mobile as a category, so now the marketer can send him a trigger in terms of mobile category. You can predict your customer needs as per his website history or as per his searches or as per his activity done on website. Plus, we can send him communication through customer preferred channel. So which channel he is preferring to opt on. So all this automation can be done through omni-channel customer engagement. Now, let's talk about customer lifecycle value. There would be different kind of customer coming to your website. So on a broader level, it would be discount hunters, it would be researchers, or a shopaholic. So discount hunters, and each one of them will be having a different customer lifecycle value. Discount hunters would be browsing through n number of websites, and eventually they will go for the website where they will be getting better discount. Researchers would be the same who will be doing research on your website for discounts and eventually they will end up visiting the store and get the product. And shopaholic are something like they will go browse your page and make the purchase. Now, as a marketer, we need to understand what kind of customer or what kind of that particular customer he is falling in which category. And accordingly, we need to send him communication through his preferred channel. So this will eliminate so with this omni-channel customer engagement, it will eliminate the silos. You can send better communication, and that would be on the basis of right person, right customer with right content at right time through right channel, and it will give you a better customer experience. So now I'll just hand it over to CK to share some of the strategies which can be used in this holiday season.
Okay, thank you, Abhishek. So now we understand that the power of omni-channel marketing, and we can see that there are various channels in which we can use to engage our users. So now we are going to discuss about 7 actual strategies that you can implement for your business that you can run this season that is going to help to boost your sales. So the first strategy I'm going to talk about is a teaser banner through different channels. So now this omni-channel marketing strategy uses emails and websites to actually deliver the customer message. So for example, in the first column, you can see that a promotional email is sent to the customer with a limited time offer discounts regarding the products of an e-commerce store. That happens in the domain of the email. Now on the domain of the website visitors who enter that same category of washer and dryers on the website, as soon as they are on the page for like 10 or 15 seconds, a pop-up comes up telling the person that there's a Black Friday sale available to the person, and the person can redeem the offer now. Now, in order to redeem the offer, as you can see from there is a web form where you put in your email address and you register. Now, the reason why is that email takes care of your identified users. The web message takes care of users who come on your website but have not been identified, so you can actually show them a marketing message. Now, the third column shows what is called browser push notifications. Now, browser push notifications are for people who have subscribed on your website. They do not even need to be on your website. Their browser just needs to be on, and they receive the pop-up saying, "Hi Steve, Black Friday is on its way." So basically, in this omni-channel marketing solution, you have used 3 channels to deliver your message to your customer to ensure it gets the maximum reach, both for your customers on your email, the customers landing on your website, and customers who have previously visited your website but are notified to visit your website again. And of course, all these messages have a clear call to action button where the offer can be redeemed. The second one is actually quite maybe one of the easiest automations you can run on the Smart Tech panel, and is actually used to connect to inactive users on Facebook. Now, the problem that we have consulting in Nigeria is that we always find that our clients and our customers complain of lower than desired open rates for their emails. So you could be sending an email to your customers, you have 1 million customers, and you get a 10% open rate, which is a good amount according to industry standard. But now, how can you attract the attention of the users who have not been engaging on your email? When I mean engagement, users who are not opening your email, who are not clicking on your email, but are still your subscribers. Well, with the help of the omnichannel marketing communications platform called Smart Tech, you can actually segment all your users that have been inactive for whatever period of time that you see fit, and you push a Facebook advert message to them, which is called a custom audience message. Now, if I want to talk about custom audience a bit, custom audience adverts give you the ability to show advertisements to users on Facebook based on their email address. So if I have an email list of 1,000 people and I put it on Facebook custom audience, it's only those 1,000 people that can see my ad. So that leads to more effective adverts and people who have engaged on your brand before. So now let's go back to the inactive users. So basically, you take all your inactive users and you push an advert, a Facebook advert message saying something like, "We miss you." And when somebody sees that, because of the emotional season and the caring season, the person is prompted to take an action and engage with your advert. Then, this automation workflow is a little bit more complicated than the other ones we are showing. This involves when a user searches on your website. So for those of us here who have e-commerce stores or travel portals, you understand that sometimes a user needs to use your internal search engine to search for your product. So we're going to discuss on an automation workflow or an omnichannel engagement strategy that will enable you capture the user's attention at the point of search. So this automation workflow works in the domain of websites, email, and SMS. So how does it work? A customer searches for something on your website, and after like 30 minutes, if the customer is an identified user means the customer maybe came from one of your promotional emails, or the customer is already logged in on your website. After like 30 minutes, an email trigger is sent to the customer, which is contextual to what the person searched. So if I want to give the example of an e-commerce store, let's say it's a fashion-based e-commerce store and the person searches for shoes. Automatically, an email trigger is sent to that customer's email address showing all the shoes that you have available. Now, what you do is you wait for a couple of days, and if that email trigger does not engage by the customer, and a discount offer is sent to only those customers who did not engage. So an email with a discount code is sent to them telling them that you can use this discount code to buy those pair of shoes now. You now allow some time for the customer to interact with your messages. Then after like 2 days, if the customer has not interacted, and only those customers who don't interact, you send them an SMS and an email advising them that the discount offer you gave them is only available for the next 48 hours. So I believe this automation workflow takes into account the various channels, the sense of urgency, and also the user interaction determines the next message that the user is going to see. Now, I want to talk about using omnichannel marketing to give a gift. So like we said, this is the season of caring. So how do we leverage on that caring to attract new customers? So it is not unnatural that people are prone to giving gifts during holiday season. So here is one strategy you can use to take advantage of that. Now, you first need to have access to your website analytics and probably your SEO analytics as well, but you can do with one or both of the same. So you identify the high traffic pages on your website, or the pages that you see that have the most search engine attraction on your website. Now, what happens is that you find out that that web page gets the most visits out of all the pages on your website. So now you do a 30-second page browse web message. What does that mean? When somebody lands on the page for 30 seconds, a pop-up shows up on the screen telling the person that if they provide an email address and phone number of any one of their friends, they can get a gift. The friend can get a gift from your brand. So basically, the customer now enters the email address and the phone number. Now, as soon as the email address and phone number is entered, an email and an SMS is pushed to the referred friend saying that you have just received a gift and this is the coupon code or discount code, or this is the way to avail the gift. Now, what you can also do in addition is, since the omnichannel marketing platform is capable of tracking what happens after the message is sent, you can tell the platform to wait for like 3 days, and if the user has not availed the gift offer or opened the email or used the discount code, a reminder SMS is sent with a timeline telling the person that the gift you received needs to be availed in 48 hours or 24 hours. If not, it will be expired. So I will let Abhishek take you through the other omnichannel marketing strategies that we have in store for you this holiday. Mr. Abhishek.
Yes. Thanks, CK, for sharing some of the examples. Now, guys, let's have a look on abandoned cart automation. Now, when I say abandoned cart automation, it's like users are adding something in their cart, but eventually they are not ending up buying that particular product. That product still lies in their cart. So an easy solution for this would be an exit intent, where if the user is closing the window, means he have added something in his cart and he is trying to close the window, we can show him a pop-up which says you have something added in your cart. This is the offer which we are offering you, and based on that, the user will change his mind to make the purchase or not. But what if he still close that exit intent and close your browser? Now, if the user is logged into your website, means he is an identified user. So we can set up an automation abandoned cart program where once the user exits the website, after 30 minutes, an email will be sent to him where we can mention the products he have added in the cart plus some other recommended use products. Depending on the user's activity of open the email or maybe click on that particular email, automation can be sent on the basis of some other channel. Like let's take an example of SMS. The user is not responding to email. Let's try connecting to him through SMS after 2 days. If he's still not responding through SMS, let's wait for 2 days. We can connect with him through a Facebook ad, where either we can encourage him to get the product or we can add some more offer. Assuming previously we have given 5% discount, now we can increase it to 10%. Post that, we can again send an email communication with a timer in the email communication, where it will give a sense of urgency for that particular offer. Depending on email activity, a final SMS can be sent that your offer will end up soon, and followed by a last chance to connect with the customer and email. So such a way, n number of automations can be set. So in this example, we have just shared about email, SMS, and Facebook as a platform. Here we can add, with the help of website activity, we can also add the web message which CK Chukudi just shared some time back, and also the browser push notification.
Okay, thank you, Abhishek. So now let me discuss about an automation which allows for multiple discount offers. So, for example, how do you know this marketing automation achieves two things? First of all, it helps you to push your products and offer a discount that is appealing to your customer, thereby increasing the engagement on your email. And secondly, it offers you another channel with which the customer can subscribe, which would actually create another touch point for you to discuss with the customer. So let's run through the workflow. Let us say that, for example, you send an email to your customer saying that you have two different kinds of discounts. One is 10% off, the other is 15% off. And you show the product that is available for the discounts. Now, when the customer clicks on the email, the person gets to a landing page or your website page where the person may have to fill a form to redeem the offer. Now, we are asking for email address and phone number because you might not have the customer's phone number. So maybe this is an opportunity to capture the customer's phone number so that you can use it for future marketing messages. Also, as the customer lands on your website, the customer will receive a notification if the person hasn't subscribed, explaining that the person will get a better discount offer over browser push notifications if the person subscribes for browser push notifications as well. So like I said earlier, now you have given an opportunity and a reason for your customer to give you his email address, his phone number, and also subscribe to your website so that even when he's not on your website, you can actually send a message. So what happens is after the person has subscribed and put the person's phone number, after 3 days, the person receives an email that is offering the discount of 10% off and the products that are available for that discount. Now, at the same time, a browser push notification is sent to the customer giving products that have a larger percentage of discount, maybe like a 15% or a 20% discount, so that the customer is going to have a value-added offer for actually subscribing on a different channel. You can even go as far as sending an SMS message with another discount offer. Thereby, you give the customer an opportunity to engage with your brand on 3 different channels. So that is the multiple discount offer automation. And I think we have one more automation to go through, which Mr. Abhishek is going to explain to us.
Okay, guys, so this is just an last automation which we would be sharing. So basically this is not related to e-commerce, it's basically related to travel industry, where we have taken an example. A customer have booked an hotel or maybe a holiday or an international trip. Let's take an example. The customer is from Nigeria and he have booked a holiday trip to US. Now, basis on that, we might be having ample amount of time to connect with the customer on various stages and upsell the different products we have. First recommendation email would be on visas, where we can set an automation programs using channels like email, SMS, and voice. Email will say about how to apply for US visa, what are the process required. If there will be a landing page for that. If the user is not responding through that, we can send him a reminder through SMS. Post that, even though if he's not getting connected through SMS as a channel, we can set a voice call with the customer. Once apart from this, there will be another email which talks about travel insurance, where the customer is willing to go for travel insurance, followed by the same kind of automation, SMS followed by voice. Now, before the customer's trip, like before 10 to 15 days, we can send him a recommendation based on Forex so that he can easily exchange the currency wherever he is going. Again, the automation series can be followed by SMS or voice. The last the last email would be on tourist spots nearby where he is visiting. So let's assume he is visiting Washington. So we can send him a details which are the tourist spot where he is visiting, and based on that, if there are any blogs related to your website, the links also can be shared. Now, in this automation, we need to make sure that we are sending the right content and the right communication on right time. It's not like we are sending Forex communication to 60 days before the tour plan, or else the visa communication to be like 5 to 10 days or maybe 15 days before the trip, because by that time he must have already gone to visa through some another company or maybe some another competitor. Same goes with Forex. If you are sending him forex related communication before 60 days of the trip, he might not be interested changing the currency at that point of time. He will be interested before a week's time or maybe 10 days time. So this way, travel industry can also be helped with the help of omni-channel automation, and upselling or cross-selling of their different products can be done. So we are done with the. Can we start with Q&A sessions?
Sorry, so Abhishek, let me just go over what we discussed about for those of us who did not come early enough. Firstly, we will be sending the presentation slides to everybody who attended this webinar. And as you can see, our contact information is clearly stated there if you need to contact any one of us regarding the topics learned. Now, so what did we talk about today? Firstly, we discussed about the importance of brands leveraging their holiday season and increasing their marketing to actually engage their customers more and to maximize their sales. Now, we also delved into what omnichannel customer engagement is and the kind of business problems it solves, such as data silos, fragmented view of the customer, repeated marketing messages, and all that. So we also talked about the Smart Tech platform briefly, and the Smart Tech platform is capable of combining multiple channels and sending automated messages via a workflow. So the channels available for the Smart Tech panel are email, SMS, voice, mobile app, website search, web activity tracking, web messaging, browser push notification, and of course, Facebook custom audience. Also, we shared 7 strategies that businesses can take in order to leverage on their holiday sales. Now, for those of us where your business vertical was not actually covered in this webinar, it can actually be interpreted across verticals. It's mainly the concept that matters. How can you engage your customers on different channels? How can you take note of their reaction to your marketing messages? And how can you leverage on that to boost sales? So once again, thank you very much. And I think we have a few questions that were asked. So I'm going to go through them. So I'll allow the anchor of our webinar to ask the questions.
Thank you so much, Chukwudi and Abhishek, for sharing your thoughts on omnichannel customer engagement. Now we'll start our question and answer session. You can use the Q&A window to ask your questions if you have more. So the first question is, what can we use your consulting for boosting our business?
Okay, so Abhishek here. So to boosting your business, we have a team called Marketing Technology Services. So that is a service which we Netcore or provide to the customers. We call it as MTG. So MTG means making things happen. So MTG is a group which believes in and carries expertise across all channels of communication and evolving the marketing automation space. So MTG service provide you like best practices and recommendation of all communication channels. They will also help you with analytical reports, insights and recommendation, professional automation, campaign management, then quarterly workshop and new innovations and the current market trends. Plus with the help of smart tech, so we can fix 7 different things in terms of business. It would be, so it help you to increase conversions and ROI, increase customer lifetime value, it improves marketing efficiency, it helps in coordinating cross-channel campaigns. Obviously, it gives a unified view of customer. Plus, it also helps in highly personalized campaigns, and overall, it gives an improved customer experience. So, hope that answers the question.
Yeah, thank you, Abhishek. Another question, how can we understand that customers are interested in specific services?
Okay, I think I would take that question. So when you mean particular services, do you mean like based on the messages that were being sent to the customer previously or on the website? Okay, well, I'll take both phases of the arguments. Now, the first thing is, how can you know what your customer is interested in your website? Now, if I want to bring it back to the omnichannel marketing tool called Smart Tech, firstly, you can have what is called web activity tracking, which can be integrated to your website. What web activity tracking does is any user who comes from your email or your SMS message, you can actually see the journey the user takes on different pages on your website. And I believe that is the highest indication of interest. So you can see what pages the person viewed, how the person viewed it, like whether the person went from a women's category to a men's category to a kids category. You can actually see all that on the Smart Tech platform. Secondly, because of the analytical capabilities of omnichannel marketing platforms such as Smart Tech, you can actually go back to historical data and say, okay, for example, I want to know everybody who has opened all my mails concerning shoes. I want to know everybody who has clicked on all my mails concerning iPhones. I want to know the people who open my emails from mobile phones so that I can ask them for their phone numbers. I want to know the email of people who have opened my emails on a desktop so I can send them browser push notifications. I want to know who clicks on my emails on mobile phones so that when I come up with my mobile app, I know what people to send that message to. Now, with all these analytics and behavior tracking available in the omnichannel marketing tool called Smart Tech, you are able to know what your customer is interested in. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Chukudi. We have one more question. How can we use the benefits of omnichannel from different service providers?
Okay. Now, what I would say is, it is not advisable. You see, there's a slide where it talks about the difference between multi-channel and omni-channel. There's a difference between multi-channel and omni-channel. I know a lot of businesses probably do multi-channel marketing communication. What do I mean? Multi-channel means that the brand is sending its messages on different channels. Now, with multi-channel engagement, you can actually use different platforms to do it. But when we talk about omnichannel engagement, we need to see the analytics on one platform. We need to see the triggers on one platform. If a user reacts on one platform, e.g. mobile, we need to be able to traverse to another platform like websites or email and send a marketing message accordingly. So therefore, unfortunately, that will be very difficult to achieve with multiple platforms. And lastly, omnichannel marketing ninjas such as ourselves always preach the unified view of the customer. For each and every customer, you need to see what that customer does, how that customer interacts with it. Now, for those of us who are into digital marketing here, compiling the analytics reports from different platforms is usually a headache. So that is what I think about omnichannel and multi-channel. I believe we have one question here from Damola. Sorry, please, there's a Damola trying to ask a question. Could you use the chat feature on the webinar so that we'll be able to answer you?
Hi, Damola. Use the question and answer window to write your question. Or send an email to the email displayed on the website on the page. Okay.
Hello? Damola, I believe you can speak now. Your mic has been unmuted. Could you try to speak? Okay. I've seen your question. How can omnichannel marketing increase engagement of customers? Well, the answer is, I don't know, like we said it severally, it increases the engagement of customers because now instead of sending your message without thinking of what the customer does, without thinking of what channel the customer wants to receive the message, without even thinking about what message, what platform the customer asked you the question or engaged with you in the first place, with omnichannel marketing, it can help increase your engagement by addressing the right content to the right person through the right channel at the right time. So that it will allow you to increase your message. Because, for example, if I click on your discount offer on your email, and for example, you send me an email 3 days later. Now, during the holiday season, we're talking about sense of urgency, competing attention of brands. Maybe 3 days later, the person might not be interested in your follow-up email. So instead of making it a manual process, you can actually make it an automated process, and thereby it increases engagement. I hope I was able to answer your question.
Okay, we have one last question. Can we use WhatsApp, Telegram, or Instagram to engage customers?
So Abhishek, maybe you should answer that question.
Yes, sure. So as of now, we do not have an opportunity to integrate WhatsApp or Telegram with SmartTech tool, but soon as the technology builds on, we will be easily able to integrate it. So now there are only 8 channels of communications.
However, no, but I also need to add that you see, like most of all these WhatsApp and Instagram messages that you can use to communicate with your customer, they end up landing on your website. Now, the omnichannel marketing solution is capable of integrating with your website, and that can be the web to capture them so that you can start engaging with them on a different platform or your preferred platform. So while the platform doesn't allow for WhatsApp, but the website integration actually allows for a lot of flexibility in engaging with your customers, even if they come from other channels.
Correct.
Thank you everyone for attending today's webinar. We believe this lesson will assist your brand. You can get in touch with us for any enquiries using the email or phone call provided on your screen. Have a nice day, viewers.